Alrighty. That was my last warm-up. So, welcome back to the Billy Funk Memorial Gym. And mic'd up. So, I'm going to bring you my new chest day, chest and lat day. Starting out with bench press. We're going to start out with a heavy single. And last week, I did this for 4. This is 223 pounds. And I think I had 1 rep in reserve. I wanted to push failure. I've got my safeties here. I wanted to push failure, but I chickened out. But I'm pretty sure I could have got it for 5. So this for a single is basically an RPE 6 or 4 reps in reserve. And today, I need to work up to an 8 RPE today. So we're going to bump this up. I think I'm going to go up to 245. And after I work up to what I feel is like a true RPE 8, a single at a true RPE 8, then I'm going to do a back down set. And what I will probably do, I'm still super early in this new program. And I think what I'm probably going to do is see if I can figure out what that 223 is actually good for. Like actually fail. Hopefully safely, where I don't hurt my shoulder. The shoulder's been feeling great. But actually fail to where I just lower it down onto my safeties. So stay tuned for that. Could be interesting. But this is going to be a single, all to powerlifting executed standards. Pause on the chest, butt stays down, pause before the rack command, etc. And then after that, I'll do my back down to what I feel like is hopefully going to be failure. I don't know about you guys, but I like to just put something on in the background, preferably something that is training related. So I've got up there the Mayhem Classic. That's CrossFit, which I'm sure you CrossFitters that might be watching are familiar with that. I'm always searching for stuff like that. I don't want to see vlogs. I don't want to see people talking. I want to see people training. And at least if nothing else, talking about their training for a few seconds, a few minutes as they're doing their training. That's what I like to have in my background because it makes me feel like I'm in an actual gym. So hopefully those of you that train in a home gym, this will serve that purpose for you as I'm doing these different episodes. And also check out Jeff's. Jeff's got some where he's doing, and maybe you can put that on in the background while you're doing your training. So, all right, we're going to hit this single. Get my fingers placed, still getting used to that narrower grip, but seems to be doing good on the shoulder. Got a new foot position as well, get that all set. Can't really get my butt off the bench there. Well, that was 8 or higher, that's for sure. I think I could have got 1 more, which would have been an RPE 9. I don't ever really know for sure how many reps I have in reserve, but I know I had 1, 2, maybe. So we're going to get out the chalk and we're going to call that 245 by 8.5. Okay. A little tougher than I would have liked to have been. So we're going to give this a go to failure. I have made up my mind, decided that I'm going to do that. Adjusted my mic position here. It's cheap, I guess, if I do squish it. It ain't going to be that big a deal. I'll just have to get a new one. I got to get a new one anyway. Last time I deadlifted with that mic, I gave you guys a bunch of weird feedback in the background. So, all right, the goal is failure here. Trying to figure out exactly what this load is for an RPE at a single. Something does not feel right. Did I take 10 off? Yeah, no 10. Yeah, no 10 on that side. Well, Wasted a little bit of energy there, but let's just go with it. Man, I don't need a push failure on that one because there was no way I was getting another one. So that, you think about it, four rep max, right? 223 pounds. That makes the first one, if I did it for a single, for sure, 3 reps in reserve. So that load is an RPE 7. Now, why is that important? My program, as I go through, I'm going to be doing singles every bench training day at an RPE 7 for anywhere from about 3 to 6 weeks. So now I know where I need to start, depending on how I'm feeling on any given day, to hit that single at an RPE 7. It needs to be right around 223 to 230 pounds. So that's important. All right, moving on. Next, a little bit of lat training. So I train lats twice a week. And the first lat training day, which was 2 days ago, it's predominantly rows and pull downs. So today, as we hit the lats a second time, it's an isolation movement. It is a seated lat prayer. My favorites, as I have documented a few times before. Seated lat prayers. So I have this little attachment here. Basically, it's an old figure 8 strap that's kind of falling apart. I put my hands through it, just like this. Since that's my thumb that dislocates, I put my hand like that. Put that attachment on there. So I just like so. And then I'm trying to come down, use the lats, just like I'm trying to chop right between my legs. And I'll do myo reps on this, 66 pounds. I'll push these pretty hard. I'm going to go ahead and go to failure on every set, which basically means I won't be able to chop my hands against the bench right here. So when I can't hit that bench with my arms, and that's basically failure. Give it a couple seconds of rest, and then we'll do it again. All right. My feet here for stabilization. Get a nice stretch, a nice pause. Ten. 11. That was failure. 11 3/4. All righty. Just give me just enough time to write that down. 11.75. Check it out. Check out the leaderboard at the Mayhem Classic. All right, let's go again. See if I can Jeff Alberts this and talk through it. 2, 3, 4. That was failure. It was like 4 7/8. Two, 3, 4, 3, 2. 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. God. Same thing. Failed on that fifth one. 4.75. Man, okay. Obviously, it wasn't a technique thing. Right now, man, my lats are just burning right up near the attachment up there. Ooh, man. Okay, last one. All right, stretch, pause. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Now don't cheat this, Brad. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. As consistent as you can get. Man, the lats get pumped up right now. So the setup on this, just to give you guys a lowdown, I got that cable right there. I like it above my head. So it's pulling my arms behind me above my head. It's a bigger stretch on the lats that way. We're going to do the Jeff Alberts fly to a press. And then the last little twist that I put on it is on the last press, I'm going to flop over on the ground and do push-ups. It ain't going to be pretty. Last week I could barely do 4 repetitions, 4 push-ups, because my pecs were so tapped out. And I'm doing them what I call Mike Israel style. So my butt's kind of up in the air a little bit. I pause at the bottom. Hopefully I don't squish my mic. It might be worth moving. And oh man, it made my chest sore. And the pump was intense. All right, these are 1.5 pound little wrist weights, ankle weights. So I'm going to use a 30-pound dumbbell. I need something like in between a 30 and a 35. So this is just my way of making it just a wee bit heavier. The flies, I try to push them to failure, but I just never make it to failure. The burn is just so intense that, yeah, I never make it. I just kind of withstand for as long as I possibly can. Switch over to the press. Even the press, I can't fail. I just go there as long as I possibly can. And then 3 sets of push-ups, all to failure. Those ones I can fail. And then call it a day. So one thing I can tell I'm going to have to adjust something, because my arm is a little bit achy and sore, right deep, right in there in the brachioradialis. It's bothered me before. And one thing about this prep, I'm going all in on recovery. And what I mean by that, first of all, that's why I'm doing such a low volume program. Drop my frequency way down to where I'm squatting twice a week, benching twice a week, deadlifting once a week. Whereas in the past, I've done 3 times squat, 4 times bench, and 2 times deadlift. Volumes, it's basically as low as I've ever run it. I used to run the volume this low way back when I first started in the max OT days. The only difference is in the max OT days, you only hit things once a week. Now I'm same volume, but I'm hitting things twice a week. Volume is like, I want to say it's between 6 and 12 sets per week. But like I said, hitting things twice a week. And then in addition to the low volume, I'm watching my readiness that my Fitbit gives me. So I'm making sure that my sleep is all really good, cutting off all the electronic devices 30 minutes before bed. Making sure my urine is clear before every training session. Check my readiness. My readiness today was 65 out of scale of 0 to 100. So obviously when it's higher, I'll be able to push harder. When it's lower, I'll not push as hard, or maybe take the day off. Eating my fruits and vegetables, even supplementing my fruits and vegetables with green powder, all natural green powder. Yeah, just I'm going to go all in, and probably going to have to adjust, because 2 days ago I did rows, a lot of rows, mid row, did chest supported seal row. I did upright rows, and that must have inflamed my elbow just a little bit. So something is going to need to be adjusted. So that's my big focus this year, this prep, is recovery, 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 recovery. Last year, the bodybuilding side of it was pretty good. I felt like the product showed itself on stage. However, the powerlifting prep, not so much. Strained my infraspinatus in that prep. Could not do my full potential on bench press. My piriformis was killing me. Ended up having to do all kinds of rehab type work, which I'm still doing. But yeah, that's my focus this year. All in on recovery. Everything I can do to make sure maximally recovered. And being a low volume program is part of that. Just like I always do, I'll track my performance, making sure that I can, on these failure repetitions, I better be able to do more than almost 5 repetitions on those seated lat prayers in about 4 to 5 weeks, because if I can't, I'm not progressing, which means I'm not recovering, which means that muscle's at risk. Bear with me. This is going to take a bit. It's going to be painful and probably a little ugly. Start with the flies. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll try to talk through this pause. I'm just going very limited range of motion. I'm going to leave the tension on my pecs the whole time. Once I get past that right there, all the tension leaves my pecs. It's all on my triceps. So I'm going to want to do everything I can to just limit this range of motion, keep it consistent. I ain't going to do many more. I'm going to have to play this back in order to find out how many I did. Oh my gosh, let's get one more. Okay, into the press. 1, 2, oh gosh, 3, oh gosh, 4, oh gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, okay, oh, all right, right over into the push-up. Oh gosh, this is gonna burn. Butt in the air, like this was just all the way down. 2, 3. Oh gosh. 4. Oh my gosh, I made it. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, 5.5. Oh my gosh. Let's give it a couple seconds here. 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I'm gonna write that down real quick because ain't no way. I'm gonna remember 5.5, 4. I went too fast. 2, slow. 2. Oh my gosh. 3, slow it down. Fight it. Good discipline. Oh my gosh. I can honestly say that I have never failed, like muscular fail, not just tapping out, but muscular fail on push-ups before. 5.5, 4, and 3. That is a day. Done. Finished. Alrighty. Folks, I hope that you enjoyed that. I'm going to keep doing these. They're kind of fun. I like talking, getting my thoughts out. And like I said, if you find use of this in your home gym, just kind of play it in the background. Join in and we'll feel like we're kind of training together in the same gym. All right. Peace.